Good afternoon all, and good evening to all those joining us from India. Welcome to this wonderful panel focusing on innovation water, co-creating Center of Excellence, Sweden-India Center of Excellence, unpacking the COE vision. This conversation is about building a joint platform where Swedish leadership in sustainability and water innovation would meet the India scale and India's dynamics. The COE vision is not just about technology or technology transfer. It is about co-creating solutions for the local condition. It is about building the partnership. It is about research, innovation, and most important, to build that different level of partnership where we create a solution for local condition, which would definitely will create impact for people, business, ecosystem, and most importantly for the planet. And then what we are going to uncover in this we'll know quite soon. But before that, I would like to give you the background where it started. So last year, Vinova is in a room. Vinova commissioned IVL to carry out the detailed pre-study of establishing Sweden-India Center of Excellence focused on sustainable city, or we can say society. City became, we can't leave the villages because India is a land of village. So society. IVL took that assignment and we started our work. We made the stakeholder from both the side. The interest on water and energy was high, and which clarifies or highlights the need and potential. We delivered the pre-study last year, and afterwards we got engaged with several discussion and follow-up meetings with the stakeholder from both the side. Building on that momentum, just before Swedish summer, IVL was appointed by INSAM Group, coordinated by Vinova, Formas, Energy Agency, Forte, to lead the detailed feasibility study of Sweden-India Center of Excellence. And this time, the focus was on water, wastewater, sludge, and related energy. So in this session, we'll unpack what this COE could become. How could we move from vision to action? What role would academia, researcher, business ecosystem would play in this? And how can this COE become a long-term solution or driver for water innovation and security? So let's explore how Sweden and India can move from dialogue to delivery, laying on the foundation for truly ambitious collaboration, both locally grounded but very relevant at a global level. So I'm very happy to introduce my esteemed panelist who brings the wealth of experiences, expertise, and perspective to today's conversation. So I have a few of them joining us from India, and I have a few of them joining us from here. So I would like to introduce Cecilia, Counsellor, OSI, Office of Science and Innovation, joining us from Delhi, Embassy of Sweden in India. I have Dr. S. Venkata Mohan, Director CSIR-NEERI, National Environmental Research Institute of India, joining us from Nagpur, India. I have Mr. Mengde, Chief Engineer, Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai, India. Then Nina Rismalm, please come on a dais, Nina. She's joining us in person, business advisor at Umeå Commune. And my very own Anna Söderholm, Executive VP at IVL. We have Dr. Prasad, Head of Water Technology Center, WAIT IC L&T, joining us from Chennai, India. And last but not the least, Jesper, Engsig, a Global Business Development Manager at Alfa Laval. So we have all the panelists. Yes. to start off, it is very important for us to look at the bigger or the broader perspective how Sweden-India collaboration is moving ahead. So Cecilia, I would like to start with you. From your perspective, what have been the key strengths and learning from our bilateral collaborations in innovation so far? And how can those expertise guide the future partnerships, especially in the field of water?
Yes, thank you very much. And hello, everyone in Stockholm and in Delhi, where I am at the embassy. I'm very happy to be here as we are celebrating the 20th year of the bilateral agreement on science and technology between Sweden and India. And when we look back on these 20 years, we realize that it has been a fruitful agreement to both parties. Sweden have good experience from this, but also India. And if we look more into the water and also the resource perspective, it's really becoming urgent in the future to work together with that. And when we signed this agreement 20 years ago, a lot of the challenges we have today were not present. We didn't talk that much about the green transition. We weren't that many people around the world. And we also have a lot of new technologies. So we are actually looking forward to the coming 20 years of the bilateral agreement, which needs to be updated with regard to, how do we handle the green transition? How do we keep the technologies flowing between these two countries to make the most possible best things from the different countries that we have? And it's not about Sweden teaching India or actually India teaching Sweden. It should be both ways. And this summer when we had water shortage in Sweden, we turned to India and said, well, you had this for a long time. Can you help us? And we also have maybe a little bit of better experience with regard to the water infrastructure and sludge and so on in Sweden, where we would like to help India. But it's also about the full green transition. We need to look at the green energy and the energy transition with regard to the batteries in the transportation system as well. But also look at resources in average. We need to reduce the resource use per person in the world. Not necessarily for everyone in India, I must say, but very much so in Sweden. So that is also something that we need to discuss in the future. What did we do and what do we want to share experience on how to do this maybe better if you are starting now? So that is as the most important experiences that we can share together.
Thank you, and very well said that knowledge transfer should be both way. And thank you, Cecilia, for that broader perspective and on collaboration. So let's now bring the research and scientific lens. I want to turn to you, Dr. Venkata. NEERI has been in a long national leader in environmental research and innovation. How do you see your role in proposed Sweden-India Center of Excellence, ensuring that the cutting-edge science is translating into a practical, scalable urban water solution? Dr. Mohan, to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the question. It's my pleasure to associate with this particular event. So I would like to say that CSIR-NEERI has always been at the forefront of environmental research and innovation, particularly with respect to water and wastewater. We can see its development from frugal innovations to high technology development platform since 1958. So fast 68 years, it has been significantly working on various domains of environment, particularly water is one of its important domain. So what I truly value is our ability to turn scientific excellence into practical solutions that benefit society. The proposed Sweden-Indian Center of Excellence gives us unique opportunity to do exactly that, to show how advanced science can be translated into sustainable and scalable urban water solutions. I see my role as well as NEERI role as a facilitator and enabler in this journey. The Particularly on one side, we have cutting-edge research and technologies, whether in water or wastewater treatment. On the other side, we have the pressing challenges of urbanization, particularly in India, specifically with reference to affordability, infrastructure gap, and community acceptance. So our responsibility, particularly with respect to this collaborative center, is to bridge these two challenges, ensuring that what we develop with our Swedish partners in adapting to Indian conditions, as well as India's technology adapting to Sweden conditions, and truly implementing on the ground. Collaboration, I feel that it will play a major key role. Often innovations stall at the pilot stage due to lack of resources or visible demonstration models. I think by leveraging partnership, we can create live demonstration sites in fields, which will help us to come up with a proof of concept and also acceptance by the public as well as citizens to take up to the scale of deployment. Equally important, I also feel that capacity building, particularly in this water domain. Technology alone cannot succeed unless people are empowered to use and maintain it. We'll focus on training local engineers, municipal staff, and even citizen group so that knowledge does not stay confined with the research institutions but became part of the community. This ensures long-term sustainability rather than short-term interventions. So it will be about tangible outcomes. Particularly, we look into this kind of collaborations for sustainable as well as healthier urban ecosystem. In short, NEERI role in this particular collaboration will be to ensure that Center of Excellence became more than just a hub of research. It also should be a model for Indo-Swedish collaboration when science and community engagement come together to deliver real, lasting solutions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Mohan. And I'm so glad to hear that you have such a clear idea about your role and you have different ideas how we can collaborate if we bring this Center of Excellence into reality. Thank you, Dr. Mohan. So now let me bring the city level, where actually we implement this solution or test this solution on ground. So cities like Mumbai faces an enormous problem or enormous challenges, but same time they offers a lot of opportunity to pilot the innovation at a scale. So Mr. Mengde, I would like to ask you, and I want my audience to know more about Mumbai and how do you see the proposed COE supporting your organization MCGM in areas such as wastewater reuse, digital monitoring and flood resilience, and what kind of partnership would be most useful to make this solution reality? Mr. Mengde.
Thank you, Ms. Rupali. Center of Excellence, British India Center of Excellence can play a major role, and it can act as a bridge between the international innovations and the local implementation. The technologies which are available abroad, especially in Sweden, decades of experience, hands-on experience, can be adapted to the local conditions, and we can achieve the circular and sustainable solutions for the Mumbai conditions. We right now in Mumbai are facing challenges of the sludge management, that is sludge treatment and its disposal. We have to look at a sludge not as a waste but as a resource. So how to utilize these sludge? Mumbai treatment plants, which are going to come within the next few years, will produce as much as around 600 metric tons of Class A sludge with 25% solid consistency per day. Per day, 600 metric tons of sludge. Then how to convert that sludge into useful products and how to use it is the major challenge which we will be looking for. And the international innovations, especially from the Sweden, will be very much useful for us in addressing these challenges. Similarly, there is a challenge of wastewater reuse. The more the water we reuse, lesser will be the demand for the fresh water. So in our plant's total capacity of 2,464 MLD will be the secondary treatment, out of which 1,233 MLD we are proposing to treat for the non-potable reuse. So good ideas, best practices from the abroad can be brought in through this Center of Excellence. That is another challenge, what I would say. Then the solutions can be co-developed with the corporations, linking the corporations, academia, and the technology providers internationally. So that would really bring the changes and innovations to the Mumbai. And Mumbai conditions, as you know, may be different from the what the conditions are existing abroad. So the whatever technology transfer takes place, that has to be adapted to the local conditions. That is the requirement. Another issue is flood resilience. The Mumbai being the island city and lots of low-lying areas there, so that flooding issue normally occurs during the heavy rainfalls. So flood management and resilience would be the another challenge before the Mumbai. That is what I would like to say from my end. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Mengde. I really like the way, because in earlier conversation, you always used to mention, oh, sludge is the problem we are facing. But today, you mentioned sludge, we would like to see sludge as a resource. So that is really good change, I would say. And you have also mentioned that you would be interested developing a solution together with Swedish side for the local condition under this COE umbrella. We'll make a note of it. Thank you so much. From Mumbai's experience, let's shift to the Swedish city perspective. Umeå has been at the forefront for exploring the industry symbiosis and circular solution, showing how municipality can drive innovation in partnership with business and academia. Nina, how can this planned COE in industrial symbiosis at Umeå Eco-Industrial Park connect with the India-Sweden COE to foster the joint pilot and cross-sector collaboration between the companies, academia and municipality in both the countries?
Thank you, Rupali, for inviting me to this conference. At Umeå Eco-Industrial Park, we have industries within these sectors, energy, sludge, and also waste sectors. We have huge investments within green fuels that will be up and running 2030 and beyond, both for the maritime sector and for the shipping industries and for airplane sectors. And this together will lower the Swedish emissions, carbon emissions, about 3%. So in Sweden, the industry stands for almost 70% of the water use. And the problem today is that the industries are overusing the water, and it's also unnecessarily high quality. So we want at Umeå Eco-Industrial Park to look at circular water solutions and find cooperation between different industries. We want to recycle the water, and we want to reuse the water in the industrial park. And coming to your question. So our goal is to establish a transition lab within water, and we have applied for within water-wise societies, and we will connect this lab together of the Center of Excellence in India and Sweden. And we are partnering also with Luleå Industrial Park, where you also have, we have big industries as SSAB, LKAB, and also Talga Resources and Uniper. So we have different industries from different sectors. So our ambition is to work with India, is to find twin cities and twin industries, both, and to get knowledge to our lab in circular water management, and also to improve the water use in industries. And I think that together we can find potential twins in India and establish collaboration. And we are planning to use the OECD's framework for water governance. I think we can use the same framework also for India in the twin cities and the twin industries. So it's not only about technical pilots, it's also about a transition that we're going to make in this framework. And we are, in Sweden, you know, we are proud of the triple helix model that we want to cooperate with India within. So I think within benchmarking, exchange, get to know each other, we can find a win-win situation between Sweden and India on a local level also, as in Umeå. Thank you.
Thank you, Nina. Wonderful. You mentioned triple helix model, and you have ambition to find the potential twin city under COE umbrella. I feel we will make this happen. Thank you so much. So Anna, I want to, because I know you are really good at business, so I have some question on business model for you. IVL has been leading this pre-study and now the detailed feasibility study for this proposed Center of Excellence. And from your perspective, what elements are critical to ensure that the COE can move from project-based pilot to self-sustainable long-term platform for Sweden-India collaboration?
Yes, I would like to start with what we actually started with in this morning. We talked about trust. We have to build trust in order to trust each other, to share knowledge, share technologies. So I think that is the basic. And for that, we need a very good governance model for such an innovation platform. So it has to be open, transparent, inclusive, and a clear governance structure. So we are not. So we actually can include everyone that wants to be included in this platform. The other thing is, of course, always money. If you don't have money, then you can't really do anything. So we have to also base it on win for everyone. Everyone engaged in this platform, it must be a win. So needs for someone is a possibility to deliver something for someone else. So I think we can also actually look at Umeå. You have built up your industrial park. So I think we have a very good model already there that we can benchmark. But this must really be financed both by the public sector, by the private sector, and it should be also research-based. So we can't just look at what the problems are today. We also have to look at the problems in 5 years, in 10 years. So have the whole innovation value chain with us. So that is one thing. And then, of course, to be able to really manage to do this, you have to have the co-creation, the stakeholder involvement. And here we have to find the right partners with the right roles, and that the ones entering into these are also want to deliver within this platform. So I think these are the three main things: is the governance structure, the financing, and then the co-creation itself with the right partners. So,
thank you, Anna.
Yeah, I would like to add something else, and I think it's very important. Why do we need this? Why do we need such a platform? I think what's been very obvious for us for many years is that, yes, we have one joint project here, we have one joint project there, and it becomes very fragmented. And if we want to really make an impact in the long run, we need to do something else than just project-wise when it comes to research and innovation. So I think we need to create some umbrella where we can have something that is more sustainable. So I think that is also something I would like to add to this.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you for highlighting. You mentioned about the building trust and highlighting the importance of governance, financing, and stakeholder engagement. Partnership is so important in building sustainable center, and why we need it, because we need a strong platform. We don't need a fragmented project. Thank you for that perspective. Of course, none of this could be succeed without any industry participation. As already Anna has mentioned, we need a strong partnership. To bring the solution from concept to reality, let's now hear from the industry perspective. Dr. Vijaysai from L&T. L&T has a vast experience in urban infrastructure, water project across India and abroad. How do you see your role in implementing a pilot project under this proposed COE? And what would it take to make them scalable across the Indian city? Dr. Vijaysai.
Yeah, thanks for that question. And first of all, I would like to thank you all for having me here and giving me an opportunity to represent the industrial side. First of all, I mean, it's a great question, and it is very much possible for the industry to have a pilot solution to bring it to the fore. And particularly given the context that Sweden and India are working together on to achieve this. We are 5.5 hours away, but we are yet together on the same screen. Which is definitely a doable thing. And continuing with what you basically brought up. Piloting the solution through the industry and then implementing it in the context of the field deployment is definitely a good idea. And that is probably a necessary step. If not sufficient, of course, it's a necessary step, as what I would say. Because the chief engineer of Mumbai, Mr. Mengde, already made it clear, and I will have to repeat a lot of things what he said. The success is not about technology push, but rather the market pull. And that is very, very important here. And of course, there could be great technologies and there may be great innovations, great inventions, but to have them successful, we need to have the right market strategy built into the product, and that assessment has to go at a very early level during the deployment phase, even much before the deployment phase. So your question is pertinent to the piloting the solution. Yes, that is a very, very necessary step what we need to take up. Of course, we are going to, in fact, touch upon the technology readiness of a particular solution that is to be offered. But in addition to technology, is it commercially viable, the solution? That needs to be judged. So there is one level in addition to technology, and the commercialization sits on the top, and then both have to be evaluated together. And subsequently, we need to understand whether it is a market-ready solution that also has to be undergone and that has to undergo the market readiness level assessment in order to continue to assess whether it is commercially viable and economically viable, it is acceptable to the customer, and whether the solution is going to deliver what the customer wants eventually. And he had given earlier examples about the sludge related thing and indirect portable reuse. And all these are the great problems. And of course, it has to be dealt in the context that India is actually seeing this technology to be implemented, particularly given the cost-sensitive market we have, and given the context of the space constraints that we have, and given the context of the operational ease that one wants to have. So all these factors have to be looked in totality while piloting a solution, and which L&T can very well do it. And given the capability that we have as a water technology center, that is the perfect place for these things to be tried, tested, and eventually conclude that how the product is ready eventually to be deployed in the market. That's what my take is.
Thank you, Dr. Vijaysai, for that industry perspective from infrastructure side. To complete that, it is equally important to hear from global technology provider, who are already working across the market to scale up the sustainable solution. Jesper, in building a Sweden-India Center of Excellence, how can the industry leader like Alfa Laval collaborate with the municipality, academia, and startup to scale up the circular water solution beyond the pilot into a sustainable business model for Indian urban context?
Yeah, and thank you very much for having us here today. It's a very good question, and I think one of the main points to this is, as you mentioned, of course, having a pilot scale is definitely necessary. That's one place, it's a starting point where we need to go. But I think also one of the main points is to make sure that we get both the academia and the startups that generally come from academia in on this, if you would call it an innovation house, so they can piggyback off the solutions that we as a major company have the possibility of actually providing. Not only putting money into scale-up or startup companies, but also helping them out in terms of engineering, in terms of commercialization, helping them to go from the lab scale into something that is commercially viable, to help them with the go-to-market plans, which is really, really important. So I think that is a major point. And I think also it's important for us as a technology provider to see synergies in these startup companies where we can go out and address the market together to be able to create good, sustainable solutions that will benefit the whole of India. An example could be, for instance, as Dr. Mengde he said, to view sludge as a resource. One of those could be actually to take sewage sludge and use the ash from there to derive high-grade phosphorus that can be used for fertilizer, for instance.
Absolutely.
So that's what I see, that we as technology provider, we need to embrace academia and embrace startup companies in a very, very big scale. And then we need to have the right facilities where they are able to showcase what they can actually do for the right stakeholders.
So you feel that this COE could provide that platform to those startups?
Definitely.
Wonderful. Good to hear. Do you want to add anything, or you're...
I think I mean I could continue,
okay.
But
but we are running out of.
Yes, we are. Thank you so much.
Yes, so thank you for that overview and willingness to help startups and collaborate with academia research institute like us. We are running short on a time, so I do like to have the wrap-up question for you all, very brief, in 30 seconds. If you had to name one concrete step that the Sweden-India Center of Excellence should take in its first year to make water smart, circular solution a reality for resilient cities, what would it be? So I start with Anna.
Oh my God. I think, why don't we start with Jesper?
Okay, whoever.
Think about
okay, sure.
Oh, that's difficult because there are so many places to start. But I think one of the points, as I mentioned before, would actually be to make sure that we get the academia involved at a very early stage to get their ideas out there and get to make sure that they're known. So I think definitely for having a facility, you could call it an innovation house, where they're actually able to showcase their solutions for the right stakeholders.
Yeah, so creating some pilot facility under COE umbrella in first year is important.
I feel that is.
Thank you, Jesper. Then maybe we can take one digital panelist. Mr. Mengde, what do you think about this? Shall I repeat the question, or you have that question?
No, not really required to repeat. I got the question. See, we would like to see that the Center of Excellence launches any flagship pilot project in the field of sludge treatment. And IVL, as you may be aware, is a project management consultant for our two major projects, that is Worli and Bandra. So they are aware of the conditions, and next year we are looking for launching the sludge treatment from Class A sludge to some useful products which can be then ultimately disposed of in a scientific manner, and revenue can be earned from that. So that sort of model we are looking for, which is circular, sustainable for long run. So we would be very much happy if the Center of Excellence launches a flagship pilot project in Mumbai.
Wow, tathastu. I would love to do that. But this is a great idea to have the first pilot in city Mumbai. I hope the energy agency, Vinova, Formas are listening to this. Now, who would like to take, Nina or Anna?
Well, I can now have been thinking a little bit, because I think it's a very good idea with this. I mean, due to the great urbanization we have facing all around the world, there is a lot. And now, when you're also introducing the wastewater treatment, upgraded wastewater treatment in Mumbai, there is a lot of sludge that will be produced, and this is a great challenge everywhere, even in Sweden, what to do with this and what to do with it in a smart way. So I would really like to see how we could build up the ecosystem around this. With academia, with the smart technology providers, with the academia, with their research, the latest research on new ways to handle this. So it could be a very good start to have this as a pilot, but we need to think about the whole ecosystem, and it's about also introducing the scientific models to evaluate this. So we are not proposing a certain technology. It's about giving the floor to the ones that have a good solution in place, and then we evaluate it in a transparent way.
Wonderful, Anna. We'll keep that in mind. So maybe I can turn to Dr. Mohan.
Thank you. So I will go with Mr. Mengde, but I also have one more thing, because at a smaller scale, if you can demonstrate in Nagpur, then we'll have full control over the system. It's a pilot. So looking into this, we also can focus on circular economy at a scale, at a pilot scale, and also the aspects of AMR and emerging pollutants in these wastewater also need to be addressed at a pilot scale. So I feel keeping all these considerations, the Center of Excellence, if it can be provided in Nagpur, NEERI will also be there as academic institute that can support academic as well as a scientific input, so that the outcome will be translated to other bigger canvas. That is my thing.
I think we shared our opinion. I too want that center to be in Nagpur, but it is not in our hand. Authority will decide that. Time will speak where it goes, but I agree with you. Then we take Cecilia.
Thank you very much. And I mean, with my background in the resource efficiency, I have to speak a little bit about that. And I mean, we need to ensure in this project that the right amount of water is used, but also the right quality of water. And for that to happen, you need new innovations, but you also need the new innovations to be legal, because it's not always the case in Sweden that you can use a lower quality of water. And that's not, of course, meant for drinking, but I mean, we use a lot of really, really fresh water for things where we don't need it. So I would like to look at the innovation landscape and the policy.
Wonderful. Highlighting innovation partnership is important. That is what we would like to focus on in first year of COE. Nina.
Yes. I think the first step is not to make this too big. India is big, and Sweden is also a big country, to start like in a small scale. And for us, I think we want to find the twin cities and the twin industries, and to start in a small scale to work together and find collaboration, and industries and cities that are also interesting for the governance, not only technical pilots. We want to have this in a system innovation approach.
Yeah. So you want us, the focus should start smaller and then we expand. Wonderful. Yes, last but not the least, Dr. Vijaysai What do you think about?
Well, and on a lighter note, I go with what Professor Dr. Mohan said or Mr. Mengde said, because we work with both of them. We are happy wherever you want to put the solution. And at the same, so we would be happy, in fact, to try it out at L&T, because I go with what Nina said, because it has to be tried at a smaller scale in order to establish the viability at a larger level. So we would be happy to try it out in the smaller scale, and then see how it can be grown bigger with the requirements flowing in.
Thank you. Thank you to all panelists for sharing such a diverse and valuable perspective. I am very much confident that this center has potential to become a flagship of Indo-Swedish innovation for a resilient and more sustainable city. A special thanks to Embassy of India and India Sanju, India Unlimited, Sweden-India Business Council, Robin, giving us opportunity to discuss this very important topic. And thank you all. Thank you so much. Give them a big hand.